Things that happened in my addiction. Part 8. One time my friend's mom drove 3 hours to come and pick me up to take me to rehab, and when she got to the trap house, I wouldn't leave. I literally remember being in the shower and I was like, no, tell her, fuck no, I'm not going, no! I literally had to drive back to her house. One time I was literally sleeping with my friend's boyfriend, and I was watching her look for him out the window. Whatever, when you're in addiction, like, nobody is nobody's boyfriend, okay? It's not real. Town, New York City, babe. We were in a literal mansion up in the hill. There was like 27 bedrooms and it was trapped out. And then boom, he tells me to go in the attic. So I'm in the attic, and then, no, I don't know. I hear her going, I'm not gonna say his name. And I can see her out the window looking for him while I'm, okay, I don't know what I was doing. And one of them was one of the guys that slapped me across the face when he told me to get in the car because he thought the federal officers were coming for him. And I said, what, why? And he slapped me across the face. Bop! My boyfriend at the time, Darren, his brother was obsessed with me low-key, and he would flirt with me all the time, walk by our bedroom and look at me and be like, dude, I'm dating. Send me literal messages on Facebook and be like, hey, you look really pretty today. Steve. He was actually two-faced as fuck though, because every time I would leave the house, he would literally trade all of my stuff for Beth. All of my stuff. I was like, what are you? My boyfriend would beat him up. I was all, get his ass! I wasn't allowed in my boyfriend's house, so whenever I would not want to take a shower in their hot tub and the actual shower, my boyfriend would be like, Mom, come here, come look at this, and walk her into her room so that I could run through the house and go into the bathroom. And then we'd wait for him to go in and like turn on the fan, and it would be like he was showering, but I was in there. There was a Bluetooth speaker on the ceiling, and it would be like, so call me, maybe. He's like, no, she knows I'm not listening to that. I'm all, fun! One time this guy was like, do not go in my bathroom. Addicts go in bathrooms. I don't know what the fuck is up with it, but you do. He was like, do not. And I went in there because I actually had to poop, which was like a miracle. I only pooped like once a year. And anyways, I had to go poop, and he banged on the door and he said, what the fuck did I say? I was all, ah! I was like, I swear it's for a good reason this time. It's because addicts would get stuck in the bathroom like picking. Like, I'll hop up on that dick. I used to steal my boyfriend's mom's makeup all the time, and I feel so bad to this day because like she was just trying to be a girl, dude. What are you doing, Lacey? You fuck. Addiction just changes you so bad. You do shit you wouldn't do in real life ever. Sometimes my baby daddy would show up to my boyfriend's house and like he would like, can I use your computer? And he would like try to like get a hold of somebody to come get him. Then my boyfriend would be like, Lacey, I'm trying to be nice. I'm like, just give him a minute. Like I need help. I was like, help him. Do something for me. One time my baby daddy barricaded himself in my boyfriend's house and he wouldn't get out, so I had to like literally message my friend and be like, call the cops. He was watching me, so I couldn't like tell her, so I had to send her a snap picture of me, and it said call the cops in the caption, and she did. Izzy, do you remember? Yes or no? I don't even know. I had one interaction with Dalton before we were on the prison van together. I ended up in the truck with him, and he was always so paranoid that somebody was setting him up because he was actually El Chapo over town. He was driving, he was like this. He was very paranoid. One time, me and my baby daddy, we weren't together, okay? Like I said, we'd always end up together. I don't fucking know why, but we ended up in a hotel together, and we were in a full-blown psychosis, like where we were going crazy. And I took his phone, and I tried to run away, and I did. I ran away. I ran all the way to McDonald's. I run into the McDonald's parking lot, and I'm like trying to get away from him because he's chasing me. All of a sudden, I see this guy, and he's sitting in a car, and I'm like, walk up to him, and I'm like, hey. He's like, are you a rug addict? I was like, yeah. And he said, what's your rug of choice? And I said, and he went, oh, I deal that. I was like, oh. And he's like, get in the car. I was like, hey. And he saw me drive away and he's all, fuck yeah. I was all, ended up staying with that guy for like 2 months. He also nicknamed me Chicken Little. He was all, what's up, Chicken Little? I was all, one time I was staying at the Motel 6 with a bunch of people, and then there was another hotel right across the parking lot, and there was people in that hotel. We were trying to get across the street to get into the other hotel, but we were convinced that the FBI was in the parking lot. So we were walking outside like this. Can you imagine seeing that today? I would be like, what are you hunched for? Everybody thought everybody was setting somebody up. Like you were like, no, I don't trust them. They're setting me up. What? I don't know if I told you guys this, but it's so funny. And one time my boyfriend went to look for rugs for me and he was on rollerblades. Oh, yeah. Honestly, that's dedication. If you ask me, that's dedication. Oh, yeah. The beat drop. Shake a ass. One time I was staying in a hotel with this guy and there was a hot tub in the room and I was in the hot tub with him, but I thought my baby daddy was watching me through the window. So then I was going like this and crying in the hot tub and looking out the window like this. You guys, he wasn't there. One time this guy who was in recovery worked at a hotel and I was like, I have nowhere to go. I need you to let me stay here so I can get clean. I didn't get clean. I trapped the hotel out. And he was like, I'm sorry, Mason. Oh, I just thought of a new one, but I'll save it for next time because it's too long. I still don't understand how that was my life. I never will. Yeah! I'm fighting! Bye.
Secrets I've kept from my siblings, so if you're related to me, scroll right now. Thank you. Starting off strong, I sold their yard. For context, I'm the youngest Betty in my family. And listen, when you have older siblings, they like to act like they're your fucking parents, Perry. Like, yes, I get it. You want to protect the Betty, but don't be acting like the innocent when you were 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, doing all that rebellious shit. And then once a baddie turns that age, you want to act like my parent? Oh, who is you? So picture a baddie at like 16, 17, right? For context, my oldest sibling is 10 years older than me. Okay. And she had her own apartment at this time, and I was visiting her. We were talking. She kind of had a suspicion that I was, you know, smoking aza, which again, don't do what I do, okay? I'm saying this story so you learn from a baddie, okay? She was telling me how that was wrong, which obviously I agree at this time, but at that time I'm like, girl, why you trying to stop my fun? The fuck? Like, when you were my age, you were having fun. Let me have fucking fun, okay? So we were having that discussion, and then she went to the bathroom, and the noisy baddie that I like looked through her drawers and her vanity, and guess what I spot? A yard! So girl, how are you telling me not to do it, but yet you doing it? The fuck? So the mind of the mastermind that I stole that shit. The fuck? And obviously she never found out because I'm a mind of a fucking mastermind for it. Like, now for this next secret, picture a Betty in like 6th grade, 5th grade. For some reason, the older siblings love to bully on the youngest one, thinking that they're not gonna be doing shit. Like, girl. So when my 2 older sisters would literally be bullying a Betty, I had no way to defend myself. A Betty didn't really know how to like express her words. So what did I do? I grabbed their toothbrush and brushed that shit on the fucking toilet. Because yet you want to treat me like shit and talk all that shit, then your breath gonna be smelling like shit. The fuck? But I low-key do regret this, so please don't do this to your siblings, because every time I would speak to them, girl, that shit was stinky. Wait, if my siblings see this, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Now for this next story, I have 2 older siblings, one that's 10 years older and another one that's only 1.5 years older than me. Okay, this sibling that would like to act like my fucking parent that was only 1 year older than me was snitching on a Betty. This was when I was around like 16, 17, you know what I mean? Sibling that was only 1 year older than me was doing a lot of rebellious shit. She would tell me and I would keep it a secret because I'm a good fucking sister. Then when it comes to my turn, she don't want to fucking keep it a secret. The fuck? She wants to snitch on a Betty. I'm a tit for tat type of bitch. So what did I do? I snitched on her back. The fuck? When she was about to sneak out at night, I knew her routine because I was keeping her secret because I'm a good fucking sister. But ho, you want to snitch on me? Okay. So as my sister was about to sneak out, I swiftly run to my parents' room and be like, for some reason, like, my sister's not opening the door. Like, I'm really worried about her. Why is she not opening the door? Like, it's locked. For context, it was literally 11 at night. They caught her outside her window, all starstruck. And if any of my siblings see this video is a joke. I was just kidding. This is the finished makeup look. Let me know if you guys want a part 2. I'm gonna start posting more on YouTube, so go subscribe. The link is in the bio. As always, I love you guys so much. Bye!
Things that happened in my addiction. Part 10,000. Busted on the beat, huh? One time I was at this hotel. Oh! I've pushed this one to the very back of my memory. It's okay, Lacey. We all make mistakes. I'm at Motel 6. I'm with this guy, and he is actually 700 pounds. Oh, at this hotel with this guy. I'm just trying to get... Ah! You look hot. Baby pickies, huh?
Roost from the dirt bike.
I am the dirt bike. Okay, let's circle back, unfortunately. Motel 6 with this really large man. Oh my God, 700 pounds. I do not remember how I ended up with him, but I know that he had rugs. I didn't have any rugs, so I was like trying to like get him to give me something. It was summertime and we went swimming. Ah! And then we go back in the hotel room and he's like, do you want to get in the shower with me? And I was like, no. No! I didn't say that. I was like, sure. I was in a bathing suit. Fine. And I get in there and it was like this small, tiny stand-up shower. I was actually pushed against the wall by his belly. Oh my God! I'm not joking. I was like this. Oh my God, get me out of here. Oh my God, there's actually no freaking way. I did not just pancake myself against this wall for nothing. I think it's because he knew what was going on and he was like, fuck this. I'm not going to give her shit. Then he's like, but I'm going to still get her to come in the shower with me? Question mark. I'm a dog. One time, I already told you that. When my boys lived with my ex's mom, she wouldn't let me talk to them. She wouldn't let me fucking go near them, nothing. But she did let her dad, which was also on rugs. Oh, I will never let it go. I had nowhere to go. And I was literally on the streets. And my baby daddy met up with me and he was like staying with his mom with the kids, actively using PS. Like, okay, well, they're at work. So I'm going to bring you back to the house and you can like shower and I can like feed you and stuff. I was like, okay. I really miss my kids and my addiction. Like I used to cry every single day and I would drive by her house and just like yell out the window going, I love you. So then going in her house, seeing all their artwork. Not there anymore. You're not there anymore. Seeing their shoes on the ground. Oh no. They have a basement. Let's go down here. It's just better. We could just hide down here kind of. I'm sitting in this tiny little room in their basement and hours go by and he comes up to me and he has headphones and he goes like this. And I'm like this. Why are you doing this? And he said, because the boys are about to get home and I don't want you to hear their voices. Ah! So I had to sit there, and of course I pulled the thing off my ear and I could hear their little feet running around. You guys, it was the most brutal experience of my life. Another time, I had nowhere to go, so then he's like, okay, my mom's letting me stay in the pull-behind trailer on the property. So he's like, let's go stay in it. Sneak you in at nighttime when they're already asleep, blah, blah, blah. We fall asleep, everything's fine. I wake up in the morning. I'm fully covered in a blanket, and her feet is right by my head, and he's talking to her. He didn't know I was there. I was also a speck of dust because I was like 70, 80 pounds. So like and I'm 4'9", you guys. I'm tiny, hidden under the blanket. She didn't see me, but I was so scared because she would have definitely called the cops on me, and I had warrants out for my arrest. So I was like, please. One time I went out to Shady Cove, which is like 40 minutes away from where the town is. I was hanging out with this one guy, okay? And we fell asleep together, and I took all of his rugs and I put them in my picture. But I stayed. Like, why do I keep doing that? I stayed. And when he woke up, he said, you fucking bitch. I was all, what? Pee full of rugs, pee full of rugs, pee full of rugs. And he said, get the fuck off my property. And I literally had to walk all the way back with a pee full of rugs. Okay, I was robbing everybody. I went without rugs so many times, and I was detoxing and shaking and sweating that I just was never wanting to keep doing that. So any chance I would get, I would fucking. It's so weird dating somebody who was literally a rug dealer, because he was like, oh my God, you went through that? I was like, yes, where were you? Dating. We're married. I want to plump up my lips, but this scares me. Oh no, I'm scared already. It's running. I had dudes ditch me all the time, and girls. I was dead weight. I get it, but dude, I was like, stop leaving me. One time I was with a bunch of girls and we were really hungry and we were all crackheads, and I was like, I don't know what to do. We're hungry. So we went to fucking Jack in the Box, and we went through the drive-thru and we were like, yeah, you got our order wrong. We had zero money. We never ordered. Top 5 things that never happened. They asked us to come inside, and I literally had to put on a jacket to cover all my track marks because I was like, you guys, she's gonna know. And she did know. She looked at me and went, and she still gave me food. One time one of my friends took a video of me, and I sent it to so many people because it was definitely me being like, please help me, please help me, please help me. Like, what? And then someone sent it to my dad. I remember even going to my ex's mom and showing her my arms. I was like, look. Also, the first time I ever did that, I went up to my friend and I was like, here, I need you to do this for me. And he said, fuck no, Lacey, I'm not doing that for you. You're out of your goddamn mind, because he did it. So then I went to leave his house and I went, okay, fine, I'll do it by myself. And he went, no! Obviously, he didn't want me to overdose or something. And he was like, fuck, Lacey, please don't do this. And I was like, shut the fuck up and do it, or I'm going to leave and do it myself. I was definitely just balls to the wall in my addiction. Like, I was like, yep, more. I just remembered something. One time I went to meet up with this guy, that same guy, to buy some Beth. And right as he was going to walk out to our car, 2 cops. So then he jumps in our car and he's shoving the Beth in his butt. Crack, butt chicks, he's all, ah! He definitely got arrested and we were like, what? I don't know. We were giving him a ride. When he got out of jail, he told me that he had so much Beth in his butt that he was just like so high in the cell like this. He's doing good now and he's been clean for a long time and he does CrossFit. Oh my God, hurry! I can't believe I still got out of that life. Like, I can't believe the life I live is mine! I love you guys so much. You guys are literally my family, and I appreciate you guys believing in me, and I love you! Bye!
You guys might know me as sweeter than grandma's cookies, delicious as a cake frosting. You probably see me as the twinkle in your eyes. Wrong! There was a time in my life where I was loco, where I had the dark side. And today, I'm gonna tell you guys a story about how I literally probably went crazy and ruined this kid's life. About 4 years ago, it was freshman year. Freshman year, yo, I don't know what it was. I was literally insane. Insane, like, not like insane, like insane where I was, like, strategically about to get you. So, freshman year, okay, I had this really good friend. We're gonna call her Jasmine, okay? Me and Jasmine were basically like sisters. Like, that was my sister. And Jasmine ended up liking this guy. We're gonna call him Aiden, okay? He was a sophomore and we were freshmen. There was already a lot of rumors going around saying that Aiden was a player, like, he's just not the one, like, you know, all that. But my friend Jasmine, she was blind in love. So she was like, okay, like, that's okay, you know, that's okay. And me, I support women's right and wrong. So I was kind of warning her, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let you take the lead. Take it. So my friend Jasmine and Aiden, they start dating, okay? They're dating for about a good, 3 months, okay? One night, my friend Jasmine texts me, okay? She's like, "Trrr." I check my phone. I'm like, who the frick is blowing on my phone at 1 a.m.? It's Jasmine. She's like, Priya, like, Aiden's location's off. Like, he's been out. Like, I don't know where he is. Like, I just have this gut feeling. Ladies, let me tell you something, okay? If you ever have a gut feeling, 99% of the time, it is right. She's like, I feel like he's like doing something. I feel like he's cheating on me, like da-da-da. And I instantly go, I'm like, this is my time to shine. So I'm texting, I'm like, don't worry about it. Like, I got this. I got this. So what I end up doing is I literally end up taking 3 different Instagram stories. I'm putting it all together like puzzle pieces, okay? I take 3 Instagram stories. I take 5 Snapchat stories. I text about 40 people. I am going insane. I literally have like 4 devices pulled up next to me. And I'm like I'm going insane. Cause you're not about to play. You're not about to play in my girl's face like that. That is my sister. You play in her face, you're going down. So I'm on 3 different devices. I'm like, we can't really get to the bottom of this. So after about 10 minutes of literally going insane, I pinpoint the exact location where Aiden is. I literally have his exact coordinates. I know exactly what room he's in. Like, I know everything. I had about 40 people telling me, updating me on his every single move. I have eyes and ears everywhere. To this day, I still do. But literally, there were 40 people. I knew every step he was taking. I knew wherever I knew everything. So after I'm gathering all this information, I'm typing it to Jasmine. I'm like, girl, he's literally at a party. And obviously, my girl Jasmine's tweaking. She's like, oh. She's like, nah. And I'm like, baby, chill. Chill, because I'm here. So my crazy mind, I'm like, I have the genius idea ever. You play in my girl's face, I'm going to literally ruin your life, okay? Turns out Aiden was at this party that he was not supposed to be at, okay? His parents didn't know. No one knew. His parents just thought he was hanging out at his friend's house, like sleepover basically, okay? So he was at this party and he was literally hooking up with his ex. Playing in my girl's face like that. So obviously I had to kill him. So this girl texted me, okay? She's at the party. She's like, oh my God, Aiden just took his ex upstairs to a room. And instantly, I'm like fuming. I'm like, why would he do that? So I'm like, listen, here's what's gonna happen, okay? I'm texting 4 different people the plan. The plan is we're gonna make it seem like Aiden is gay. And let me tell you something. The worst thing you could ever do to a man with a high ego that's already popular is make him, like, people think he's gay. Like, that is the end of him. No way, shape, or form am I, like, discriminating against all my gay people, okay? I literally love the gays, but it had to be done. So, I text this one guy. He was already gay. And I text him, and I'm like, hey, can you do me a favor? Like, da-da-da, and I tell him how he's playing in my girl's face, and we need to basically, like, spread rumors. So, the guy's down. He texts me, and he goes, oh, my God, girl, I would literally love to help you. Like, let me know what I need to do. So, basically, I make it seem... okay, chill, okay? Like, I'm not very proud. But I made it seem like Aiden was in the room with two guys. So after I plan everything out, okay, I go to sleep. I wake up the next day. What a beautiful morning. I go to school. As soon as I enter school, it is the talk of the town, yo. There are released pictures on Snapchat of Aiden shirtless on the bed, and next to him are 2 guys also shirtless. So now the whole school thinks he's gay. He's going crazy. The school is going crazy. Everyone's going crazy. And Jasmine comes up and she's like, oh my God, like, did you hear what happened? Like, I didn't even know he was gay. Like, what's going on? And I'm like, baby, he was never gay. To this day, people still think Aiden is gay. And literally, like, he lost all his popularity, 0 fame, 0 everything. Because you're not, like, don't ever play in my sister's face like that ever in your life. Also, did I mention that I called the cops on the party? I called the cops on the party. I did, like, a noise complaint. And I also called Aiden's parents. I was like, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, let me tell you something. Do you know where your son Aiden is at right now? Isn't he at, like, a friend's house? Wrong, bitch. He's getting cracked by 2 guys right now as we speak.
Am I in the wrong for ruining my best friend's wedding? Story time. So me and my best friend Amy have been best friends for years. So a bit of context here. A few months ago, my boyfriend Steve decided that he was going to cheat on me. And it was also about this time where Amy told me that she was finally engaged to her long-term boyfriend. And I was absolutely buzzing. She even asked me to be her maid of honor. I've never been a maid of honor before, and let me tell you what an absolute stress that is. And Amy wanted a quick turnaround. She wanted to be married within the next 4 or 5 months. I was booked and busy. So I found the most incredible venue. It was this gorgeous open field with a gorgeous big tree in the middle of it. So now fast forward, it's the day before Amy's wedding. I am in said field, I'm setting up all of the drapes over the tree branches, and that was when one of Amy's bridesmaids come up to me. She says to me, "Hey girl, I just wanted to say to you, I'm so proud of you for all that you are doing and being able to push through this." She goes, "You've just been so supportive despite everything that's happened." I was like, "I'm so sorry, I don't really know what you mean by all this." This bridesmaid then goes on to drop the absolute law. She's like, "You know, with Amy hooking up with Steve. Steve, my ex-boyfriend. So when my boyfriend cheated on me, he'll actually cheat on me with my best friend." Great. There's my eyeshadow. As you can imagine, I was very, very shocked by this information. I let this random bridesmaid know. I was like, "Oh, okay, Stacey, so I had no idea about this." Sorry. So not only has my boyfriend cheated on me with my best friend, I am now her maid of honor. I'm stood in the middle of a fuck-ass field, hanging fairy lights that were attached for her wedding. What is my life? Quite frankly, I was losing my mind. And then I see Amy's husband-to-be tootling down the field. And naturally I say, "Listen, Dave, were you aware of this?" Ladies and gentlemen, Dave was not aware of this. So I left this with Dave. I was like, "Dave, you do whatever you want with this information, and I'll be there to support you either way." So I decide that I am going to speak to Amy about this, and I do it on the day of her wedding, because how can I make this about me? I just needed to get it out my system before she was saying her I do's. I do not want him to be in that type of marriage. Amy literally broke down crying. She was like, "Oh my God, babe, I'm so sorry I didn't tell you." And then she says, "Please don't tell my husband." I already did. Silly me. So anyway, the day continues. We get ready, we go to walk down the aisle. We are waiting for our cue. The cue never comes because Dave, the husband, had run off from the wedding. So she couldn't get married because there wasn't a groom. Oops.
I think I'm in the process of being estranged from my family, so let's talk about it. Buckle up. This is a long story. I'll also preface this by saying my family does suffer from a case of TDAH. That didn't happen. I can only speculate why they suffer from this condition. My speculation is that it's to protect the family name, okay? This is all my own opinion. Maybe I'm not being estranged, but I find that really hard to believe. I'm going to explain why I may be estranged from my family, or in the process. The first reason being my family hates my TikTok. And when I say my family, I mean my siblings. My parents are just kind of bystanders. How their kids treat each other, they don't really believe is any of their business. They don't care, it's how it's always been. Okay, so my siblings hate my TikTok. They constantly think I'm trying to out my family and my parents, which I'm not trying to out anybody. I'm speaking from experience. Unfortunately, my experience is pretty negative. They have repeatedly accused me of lying about how we grew up. They really care about upholding the family image, despite what actually happened. And one of the ways that I have started coping with the negative side effects of how my siblings and family treat me is by posting about it on my TikTok, like sharing my thoughts and feelings. There are times where I want to be around family. The issue is when I go back home, that family, that's not reciprocated. Let's get to the point. The first time I knew they had an issue with my TikTok, I was following a trend of snacks that we grew up with. I already knew that trend, like mine was going to be an extreme version of that trend because it genuinely was. The stuff we grew up eating was not very orthodox. You won't be able to find it on my account anymore because I deleted it shortly after posting, and after seeing the traction it was getting, I was getting texts from my siblings saying, "Take this down, this isn't true." And in order to keep the peace, I deleted it. The reason why they wanted me to take it down, I think it kind of highlighted some neglect and therefore slightly abusive tendencies that my parents had. Let me explain. My parents had 9 kids, so there were significant age gaps. My dad was gone working because you have 9 kids. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. My dad's pretty busy. He's preoccupied. And my parents got divorced when I was in 5th grade, so I don't actually know where she was. Okay, I don't know what she was doing. Probably at a sports game, whatever. All I know is she wasn't home. My older siblings were the ones in charge of like taking care of us. They're teenagers and we weren't really being taken care of. They would just kind of shoo us off. For us it was a regular thing. I look at like my nieces and nephews now and I can't imagine them being like left home alone. I'm gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going about my TikToks. They were not happy about that. One of my sisters texted me and she goes, "You know this isn't true. You're just posting this for attention. You were never left home alone. Anytime you were left, you always had like 2 or 3 siblings. Yeah, 2 or 3 siblings that were my age. And we're not even going to get into like the issues when you have older siblings watching younger siblings. It's the Stanford prison experiment. Like, I believe that also created an unhealthy dynamic between siblings to give like older siblings power over the younger ones. I'm definitely not going to shy away from saying sibling abuse was very, very prevalent in my family. Extremely. My parents didn't care. Yeah, there are times that I definitely think it entertained my mom more so. Which again, that's another video for another time. That's just how it was. And upon marrying my husband and seeing that like it doesn't have to be that way, like the pecking order, this hierarchy of power, even though we're all adults now, they still have that in place. It's something I'm no longer comfortable with. They don't see that there's an issue, and so I'm kind of ostracized for that. I apologize if it feels scatterbrained. Kind of is, because I've never talked about it to this extent before. Mostly because I didn't realize that it wasn't normal. I did make the decision today to block my family members, my siblings, on social media after a comment was made in our family group chat. I did not remove myself from the family group chat. I want to avoid being dramatic. I'm just kind of like leaving silently. They're not supportive of me, and I could do a whole nother TikTok on that. Not that they're not supportive of my TikTok, but that they're not supportive of like just me in general. I think it all boils down to the fact that they have zero respect for me. I will never be anything more than the sibling they knew when we like grew up together. Per usual, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.
Get ready with me. I'm going on my first date as a single girl in my 40s with my best friend. I am not going on a date right now, kings and queens. You guys are so ready for the dating stories to become unhinged. Give your girl a little time to like figure life out. This is a whole new journey for me in my 40s. Am I excited, anxious, nervous, sad all at once? Yes, but good things will come. The man that is meant for me will come my way, whether he slides in my DMs or I meet him organically at like a concert, a grocery store, or through a friend. Me and my bestie are going on a girls' date. There is nothing better than quality time with someone you feel safe with, and Trinity is one of those people. She knows that this is my first 4th of July weekend alone, and she's like, well, we're going on a date. So we're going to get sushi. We're going to get my hand touched up before a big trip I have coming up very soon that you guys are going to eat. When you find out who I'm going with and where I'm going, you guys are going to lose your shit. It's giving how Samantha got her groove back. I had this brush in Korea when I was with Michaela, and I have yet to use it, so we're gonna try it today. Am I petrified to start dating again? Yes. But you know what? I think there's gonna be a lot of good to come out of this because I'm a different person now. I'm in my 40s. I'm a grown-ass woman. I know what I want. I know what I have to offer. So I feel like this is gonna be something really interesting to share with the world. So that's the chapter we're about to explore, baby. And it's about to be a good one. The dating apps are spooky. Men in Vegas are truly such a different breed. Don't get me wrong. The girls out here ain't perfect. A lot of them move with motive. They want them Chanel bags and them red bottom shoes quicker than you can blink. When you're looking for like a genuine connection, I'm like, how do people do that in a city like Las Vegas anymore? Like any of my single baddies, any guys or girls that this video pops up for when you're in Las Vegas, like how do you meet and make genuine connections in the city? Call me a cheap date, but like what sounds good to me is meeting someone, making sure we vibe if it's like an online moment, then getting some tacos at a taco truck, going to find some live music, getting into some trouble that's not just boring, standard, generic conversation like, what's your favorite color and do you like dogs? How do I say this politely? I want you to stimulate my soul and my cervix. Am I gonna post that? I don't know, but if you get it, you get it. As if there was any other blush that I'd be using right now, this is the perfect blush for me. The only thing that's missing is me creating my perfect color. So when Sarah Creel sees this, the team needs to reach out so we can make my perfect color for the world. Concealer is much needed. There has been some tears today. It's not my best morning, but it is going to be a good day. When your best friend is on the way to take you to sushi and get a tattoo, could it really end on a bad note? The makeup is coming together, which means it's going to be an extra good day. A girl's day and a good glam day? 10 out of 10. I just appreciate you guys giving me the time to kind of find my flow in this new like single adulting life. It's like official. And that's crazy that I'm letting the world know. And just like that, I'm ready for my first date. Hopefully I get to first base. Let's go have a girls' day with my bestie Trent.
Things my ex-best friend did and I still stayed. I seriously don't know why I have so many of these videos, but let's just get right into it, I guess. First, she would rate my outfits on like a scale from 1 to 10, and if she didn't like my outfit, she would tell me, if you wear it again, I won't talk to you. One time I wore the same outfit for a whole week because she said that she liked it. Don't do that. Next, she told me that nobody actually liked me and it would just be better if I just myself. Next, she told the whole grade that I dated a girl when I didn't, and the girl was in a grade younger than me and was my friend's cousin. So that friend no longer talks to me because of it. Wow. And finally, she did freaky stuff with another girl at my birthday party. At my birthday party. If y'all have any stories that y'all want to tell, you can send them to me and I'll tell them anonymously, or I can name drop if you want. But that's all of you guys. Bye.
Get ready with me. Things you shouldn't be jealous of me for. Because there's so many things. I used to have a raging eating disorder when I was a competitive dancer. Dude, I used to literally not eat any of my food, and when I would eat food, I would just puke it all right up. Almost forgot my headband, bro. This literally ruined 3 years of my life, and I ended up dragging down another one of my close friends at the time with me in this. I'm better now, but I had to work so hard and go to the gym to get the healthy way back. The next one is I still get super depressed randomly, and I can barely do anything during those times. The most I try to do is get up and literally film Get Ready With Me. And when I am depressed, I just abandon everybody around me. It's basically just like self-sabotage. Next one is I honestly don't have that many friends. I know a lot of people on TikTok assume I have a lot of friends, or some people even assume that I'm popular. But surprise, I don't. And I'm honestly not too bothered by it, and I'm kind of fine with it. Next, I literally don't have a relationship with my bio dad. And honestly, I sometimes get jealous of the girls that do. Next is most days that I wake up, I really fucking hate what I see in the mirror. And I just have to pretend that I like what I see. On those days, I don't really have energy for a full skincare routine, so I just always spray on this mist before I do my makeup. Lastly, I have TMJ, which is like a jaw disorder. So whenever I eat hard foods like a burger, my jaw will just click and lock. And you can't move it. It's so freaking painful. Anyways, I have a lot of problems in my life that people shouldn't be jealous about. Bye guys. Love y'all.
Canceling myself before anyone else can. Okay, number one, I use AI. I use ChatGPT, and yeah. Let me explain, because some of you guys are gonna get really mad at this. I just feel like sometimes it's like really impossible to avoid using AI. AI is like literally everywhere, and I feel like it's gonna be here like forever. Because like people will be like, okay, just Google it. There's like an AI overview on Google. And then they'll be like, oh, well, there's different search engines to download that don't have AI. I would have to do that for like every single app. Like literally every single app we use has AI, and I'm not going to be getting rid of every single app I have on my phone. But you're definitely lying to me if you told me you've never used AI a day in your life. I just feel like you would have to get like the whole world to stop using AI if you really want to get rid of it, and that's just unfortunately not happening. Like I understand that it's bad, but okay. Next, I buy off of Shein and Temu and all that. Some of us really don't have the money to buy from anywhere else, so. Okay, next, I do, like, only the green one, only the plant, but I know some of you people like to, like, micromanage influencers and tell us what we can and cannot do because we have, like, a young audience, but that's, like, not my fault. Like, I can't control my audience. And then some of you guys will be like, oh, well, you're an influencer, like, you know, you have a young audience, so you need to like do this and that. Like, no, actually, like, no, I'm not gonna stop doing everything I want to do just because I have like an audience of like 5 years old. Like, that's not my trucking fault if they want to do drugs, because I do. Like, maybe their parents should parent them. Like, it's not, I'm not their parent. Like, basically, don't hold me responsible. Okay, next is some of my family are Trump supporters, and I feel like I should not really be getting canceled for that, but some people like to get mad. But like, I think that's like out of my control, and I can try to like educate them all I want, but like if they're not gonna change their mind, then they're not gonna change their mind. Well, that's all I have, and I guess I'm canceled now.
Ready with me while I tell y'all why I'm grounded for the summer. Okay, I'm not crying in this crim because if I had a child, I would low-key ground over this bullshit too. So just, yeah. Okay, let me give you a little backstory. There was no 4th of July functions, like, at all. Like, I've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and then, like, my parents were going out of town, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be the function. So that's exactly what I did. I threw a party at my house when my parents were gone, and they actually never would have found out. The neighbors didn't text them because I had an amazing plan. I called up my dad from California and I was like, Dad, like when the cops get here, like I need you to talk to them and pretend like you live here, like this is your house, okay? And my dad was like on board with it and everything. So everything was working out. And then the fuck ass neighbors decided to text my mom and be like, hey, are y'all okay? There's like 4 cop cars outside of your house. And I was like, fuck, I'm cooked. So obviously my mom knew we threw a party and I was like, Mom, like it's all under control, like we got everybody out, all this stuff. Mind you, she's on vacation right now, so this is where it gets even worse. Okay, so I was supposed to have people spend the night so like everyone could help clean up in the morning, right? I checked my mom's like 360 because like I don't know why, I was just like a little concerned. I was like, okay, like I really hope she's not coming home. I don't think she is. She's like 10 minutes away from home and I'm just like, everyone needs to get the fuck out, like I'm about to get yelled at, like all this shit. So I'm like shoving everyone that's supposed to stay the night outside my door. Like I don't know how they got home. God bless you all if y'all found a ride home, like amen. I'm sorry. But yeah, like me and Peyton are like shoving everybody out that it's supposed to stay the night, and then me and her like start like getting to cleaning and shit because it was bad. And guys, mind you, my party was like outside, but Peyton had to hang out inside, so the floors were also like really like dirty and stuff. Anyway, so mom gets home and she's like, Hope, go to your room, like go to your room, I don't want to speak to you right now. And I'm just like, yes mommy. So I go to my room and I don't like talk to her till the morning. Anyways, let's fast forward to the next morning. My punishment, I literally had to like spend all day cleaning, which is obviously like expected because I was like, okay, well like that makes sense, like I understand why I have to clean. But then also after the cleaning, like she made me go to the trampoline park with my 6-year-old sister and jump on trampolines, and that's really not something you want to be doing after you just like went to a party the night before. But it's fine because like, you know, I got McDonald's after, so a win is a win. And then after she stopped screaming at me, like not screaming at me, she was like after she like, you know, like slowly started softening up and not as angry at me, she started telling me all these stories about like the times like my aunt threw parties or like she threw parties. So it's kind of hard to explain. Like yeah, she's obviously mad at me, but it's like a teenager thing, you know, like she can't like be like, what the fuck, Hope, da 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 da. But like obviously I'm gonna get in trouble because I threw a party, but like at the same time like stuff happens. I mean, I don't really know, guys, but yeah, that was my first and last time hosting, unless I ever get permission to, but I doubt I'm gonna get permission to host. But I will say I did have fun at my own party. Like I'm not gonna lie, I did have a little fun, but that is my last time hosting. I actually probably should call my dad and update him because I don't think he's heard from me since like that night, so I should probably update my dad. Oh, that was another thing my mom was mad at because I called my dad and not her because it's like her house, but like I didn't want her to find out, so I had to call like one of my parents. So I'm sure they're like sworn enemies again or something, I don't really know. Anyways, mom was telling me like the next time you go to your dad's, you better throw the biggest Project X party there like you did at my house, and I was like, you know what, mom, fine, I'll do it. Anyway guys, I did this last year but started a chain that says Free Hope 2026. I'm actually going to show you all the amount of people that were in my house real quick. I just need to go like look over the video first. Guys, I think the only thing I don't like about being a host is how much FOMO I got after the fact, because everyone was talking about their plans after, like, oh, let's go to Taco Bell, let's go to this, and it's like, well, damn, like, I have to sit here and deal with whatever the fuck happened to my house. Okay, guys, okay, that clip ended short, but that's how many people were at my house, and there were also people inside, because, like, people had to go to the restroom and stuff, and then Peyton was having her little party inside. My mom was, like, asking me and Peyton the exact number of how many people were at her house, and we couldn't tell her. Like, that's how bad it was. I was like, Mom, like, I don't know. It was a kickback. That's what I told. Oh my gosh, that's so bad. That shit was not a kickback, but like whenever she was like really mad, I was like, Mom, it was a kickback. Like I swear we were just being too loud. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really grateful I have the mom I have, because I think if I had any other mom, they'd probably like take the belt and put it to my ass. And I thought I was gonna get the belt. Like I was ready. I was like, oh my gosh, like I think I'm gonna get the belt. I was literally ready to take all the punishment too, but you know what? I don't know. Would I do it again? Hell no. Like hell no. Unless I got permission, but like not without like no. But I did have a good time, unfortunately. Just the consequences after made the time a little less. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed watching me get grounded again for like the 30th time, but it's reasonable. I love y'all. Bye.
Get rid of me while we talk about some things that are so normalized in LA. Now, some of these might be stretches, but just know that I'm not used to it. Everyone in LA just runs on caffeine. Are you guys not scared of getting a heart attack? And let's just be real for a second. Energy drinks really do not do anything for you. Or maybe it's just me, but every time I drink an energy drink, I don't feel more energized. If anything, it's just a fun drink to me. Why is there multiple coffee shops in one street? And why does every single one always have a line? And I'm talking about every single one, you guys. There could be 5 coffee shops in one street, and every single one is gonna have a line with a wait time of at least 10 minutes. Now, another thing has to be having to pay for parking literally everywhere. Like, if I have to go to the store to pick up one thing, I have to pay for parking? Girl, that's insane. At that point, I would just take a freaking Uber. Going to the club on a weekday is like the normal here. It's basically like saying, let's go grab a freaking coffee. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing, I'm just saying it's so normal. Cause what do you mean you're going to the club on a Tuesday? Girl, do you not have work the next morning? Actually, no, they probably don't. Now that brings me on to the next thing. Everybody in LA is always busy, but nobody actually has a real job. How does that make sense? But then again, I'm kind of guilty of doing this one. So literally I shouldn't be talking, but you know. It's the normal over here. It's the norm. I don't know why it's so normalized to talk shit about literally everybody and their mama in LA. Like, people who I thought were besties are over here talking shit about each other to me. And then they ended up with a, but I love them though. I'm like, girl, okay, whatever, do you. Well, you guys, those are just some of the things that are really normalized here in LA. But low-key, I have so much more to talk about. What do you think are some things that are way too normalized that you never found normal? Let me know. Bye, besties.
Did I almost get kicked out of the club this weekend? Yes. 4th of July debrief. This is literally the most insane story. I told my parents and I told my family today, and they were like, are you serious? I'm like, I know, right? Like, this story is so weird. Story time. Okay, so we're at Bounce. And shout out Bounce because I literally love that place. Like, I drive 2 hours just to go there at night and drive back. Like, favorite club ever. And they were so nice. Like, it was not them, but there was a celebrity, like a big celebrity. Everyone knows him. Like, everyone knows this guy. I guess the guy saw me and thought I was videoing him. So he told security to kick me out. And so security comes up to me and they were like, listen, like, they felt really bad. They were like, listen, he says you're videoing him. Can you, like, he wants you to go. So he's like, I told him I'm going to give you a warning. I'm going to let you know, like, just to put your phone in your bag. But the thing was, I actually wasn't videoing him. Like, I swear, you guys know I love to video. I actually wasn't videoing. So then I pulled out my phone and I showed the security guard. Because the security guard was so nice that I'm like, I actually feel bad. Because he literally said, he was like, he wants you to be kicked out. But I'm not. Like, I told him, I'll give you a warning. Just put your phone in your bag. So I show him my camera roll. No videos. He was like, okay, I'll tell him. Looking back at the situation, I don't want to video you. I went to the club to have fun with my friends. That was my intention. My intention was not to see you. So I didn't care about videoing you. I didn't want to video you. You're not relevant enough to me, number one. Number two, your ego is so high that you wanted to get a young girl kicked out of the club. Mind you, it's monsooning, storming out by herself because you didn't want to be videoed. When you're standing in front of the DJ, like, he's not in the back of the room, quiet in a corner, like, he's standing next to the DJ. Literally could have been the DJ. When people record the DJ on a random night out. Also, I can understand it being super annoying for celebrities when people go up to them all the time and are like, let me take a selfie, and they're like in their space. He was blocked off. He was completely by the DJ. No one could go near him. So you're mad at me for videoing you across the room, and like the best case scenario for you was for me to be kicked out of the club. I'm sorry, but that is like the weirdest thing I've ever. It was the weirdest interaction I've ever had in my life. Cause I tell everyone when they get up the stairs, make security tell everyone you cannot have your phones out. I wouldn't have brought out my phone. And also, let's just make it clear, I didn't want a video of him. I didn't care. I was dancing with my friends. I just hope my mother never runs into him. I don't know where she would, but I hope she never does, because she's like, are you serious? She was like, he's gonna kick you out of the club by yourself, monsooning out in a storm, because of his ego is so high that, like, he was on a power trip. I don't know why he chose violence with me, but like, it was the weirdest thing ever. So yeah, that was my like 4th of July crazy story time. Insane. And I really pray, like, I never get that tone deaf with things where, like, I would do that to someone. Like, I really hope I never do.
Get ready with me while I tell you about this wild dream that I just had, because it is like burned in my brain and I'm not sure if I can articulate it, but I'm going to try. I'm in my Tahoe, but my little sister's driving, the one that I have no contact with. She is trying to drive us off a cliff and is like swerving back and forth. We have all my kids in the car and one of our old childhood friends named Gabby. Gabby and me are freaking out, like, please, like, let someone else drive. Like, why are you driving like this? Please stop. And so finally, me and Gabby convince her to let me drive. By this point, we're on a train track and the train, like, just ends and it's just a canyon below us. I back up and I start driving through what is like the middle of nowhere. I drive into a pile of tires. All 4 of my tires explode with all 3 of my kids in the car. My little sister's like, see, I told you you're an idiot. And Gabby runs off. Of course, I gather up my children and I am now searching for help. There's no cell phone signal. I come across this dilapidated trailer and these people that are really nice. They're letting their kids play in the junkyard. I just let my kids go play with the other children while I talk to this man. And he says he's going to help fix all 4 of my tires real fast because apparently, like, he does towing or something. And I'm like so thankful. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, these people are so nice. I'm not one to judge. It's fine if they live in a dilapidated trailer in a junkyard. Doesn't bother me at all. This man proceeds to say that he is going to drill 4 pieces of wood and some tires into the axle of my car. Don't know how that would work. I keep thinking I don't want to call my husband because my husband's going to be mad at me. In real life, my husband would come and save me and tell me to get a tow truck, okay? But I'm not thinking clearly in my dream. Some time has gone by. They have not fixed the car because they're so obsessed with getting grape flavored 99 shots. Which, if you know anything about 99 shots, grape flavored is like the worst flavor because it's nasty liquor to start with. But like, they're obsessed with the grape flavored 99, okay? And so they lose track of time and they will not fix my car. But now I'm there and I keep losing my kids in the junkyard because my kids are playing with there's 10 other children in this house. I am walking through the dilapidated trailer seeing that they have no furniture and none of these kids have any beds. So then I'm a little bit worried. And then I see that there's a couple grandmas smoking out of a crack pipe. And then it all clicks together that I am not where I need to be and I need to get the hell out of there. At this point, I have no cell phone service, no car, and I can't find my children. So I'm constantly searching, trying to hold a baby. And then I keep realizing that Atticus is not, it's not Atticus. It's someone else's baby. I'm like, look, there's my baby. It's someone else's baby. There's so many babies and children running around this junkyard that has rusty screws everywhere and random pieces of wood and tire everywhere. And I cannot find my kids. Oh, and somehow now Tati is with me, even though she wasn't with me in the car to start with, but now Tati's there. And I'm worried about how do I get Tati out of here, because Tatiana's socializing with all the crackheads, and they love her, because everyone loves Tati. And so they're obsessed with 99 shots and the crack pipe, and I'm trying to find my children through this place that now looks like a hellhole, and I can't get a ride out. Luckily, I woke up. I actually have no idea what the heck was going on in that dream, but it was terrifying, almost driving off a cliff and then having to try to get these strangers to fix my car. Why would I rely on some crackheads to fix my car? Trusting them with my children? I have no idea. The dream literally motivated me to go get my car an oil change.